Hello, everybody. My name is Shanika, and welcome to my channel. I want to talk about the process that I've been going through after God woke me up October of last year. This journey that I've been on is like no other. When God woke me up, my peace and my happiness, it did not come immediately. I remember waking up every day struggling to do the basic things, to wash my face, brush my teeth, eat some food, because my mind was so gone. So it's like, even though God woke me up, I still had to figure out what did it mean. I was in therapy at the time, and my therapist asked me to think of 5 hobbies. Like, she's trying to help me figure me out. And I couldn't do that. If you would have asked me some years ago what I like to do, I could have spit it out my mouth and let you know. But the beginning of this year, I looked myself in the mirror and I had no idea who I was. And that's when I asked God to help me find out who I was. And I will watch different people, on YouTube, influential people, to guide me along the way. And they would tell me I have to, go back to your childhood. When I tell y'all, every day I woke up and I was asking God, okay, I am having all of these crazy thoughts and I don't know how to control them. Help. Help. The best way to describe what I was going through is, if y'all have ever seen the movie The Exorcist, or any movie where people are possessed, you have the demon inside of them that is tormenting them about all the horrible things that they've experienced in their life, just replaying over and over and over. It's a loop. And you see them lashing out. They're angry, they're cursing, they're going through all of that. That's what I was experiencing on one side of my mind. And on the other side, every single day, I was still looking at different pastors, motivational speakers. I was getting up at my early AM time that God would wake me up to read the Bible. I was doing those things, not knowing where I was going. I just knew that when I woke up every day, there was a battle of my soul, thinking about all the past things that had happened to me. And then the other half of me was reaching for God for help. So like in the movie The Exorcist, y'all see the person is possessed and they're lashing out, and you got the priest in the room praying, and you would hear the person's regular voice, like, I am in here, but then you would hear the demon like, calling the priests out. Whatever the priest got going on, he's calling all the negative things that the priest has done, talking about Jesus, God. And then if there's anybody else there, they call out all of the deepest dark secrets and stuff, because that's what mischief does. But inside your body, you're fighting. You're like, I am still in here. That the mischief does not control me. Help me, priest. Help me. That's what I have been experiencing the first half of this year, of trying to escape mischief and to start living a peaceful life with God. It was a struggle, but God helped me to get up every day. I got to the point where I could get up, wash my face, brush my teeth. I started working out. Even though my mind was still thinking about negative things, in my ear, but I still had my gospel music on. I still had some pastor. I listened to so many different pastors and leaders, motivational speakers. kingdom citizens, just people who aren't pastors, that word get downloaded into them. I was listening to them and up now, doing things, getting out the house. My mind, my thoughts now. I keep reiterating this to y'all because it is not easy at all. A lot of people wonder, how do you have a relationship with God? What does that look like? What do you have to do? When you surrender, you're letting God know, I no longer care about anything that's of this world, people included, and I'm giving my all to you. But when you do that, it's like a process to me. Like once you enter the kingdom, it's like you're at the gate, and Jesus was my gate. I followed Jesus' steps. Jesus said, okay, you surrendered. Gotcha. Come on in. Here's God. Hey, God. God, look at your father like, well, welcome, my child. It's about time. But then it's like, before you can truly experience God's kingdom, you have to be accountable for you. And you can't bring anybody with you. And you can't bring anything with you. So when you're walking with God, you're having that conversation, and God is like, now it's time for you to confess everything. Because although I was there with you and I saw you were so far gone in yourself, I need to know that you know what you've done. I need to know that you are aware of your part, because you've been coming to me talking about what everybody else been doing, but we haven't had this conversation about your behaviors and how you acted and what you allowed. That right there, to have to deal with myself and my actions. I am my worst enemy. We are our worst enemies. We fight so hard to not surrender to God because we don't want to face ourselves. We don't want to face the decisions that we make, the bad choices. We don't want to look at ourselves and see that the reason why we are in the situation that we are in is because of us. And God makes us reflect. When I tell you reflect, He makes you reflect. And it's not an overnight thing. It is an every single day of me praying to God, saying, Father, please search my heart, my mind, search everything within me and reveal to me every single day the things that I need to work on within myself. And do y'all know He produced, He provided every single day, whatever my lesson was. He made sure He placed the right people in my life to deliver my word, to deliver His word, to deliver the message that I needed to hear that day, that encouraged me and got me on my feet and going. And I didn't stop. I didn't quit. I was a different person because I hungered for God. I hunger for Him every single day and His word, and to learn about Him. And the more I hungered for His word and learned, and the better I became. My health became better. My energy, my finances. I was on my way to divorce, getting ready to, I sadly hate to admit this, but last year I hated my husband. I was telling him that I hated him. I wish the worst. I wish the worst on him. And I asked our Father every single day, why in the world would you want me to stay in a marriage that so much has occurred? It was like, I don't deserve it. And y'all, I ask God every single day, and do y'all know He answered me every single day? I got a scripture, I got a lecture of why I have to stay. I ain't understand it. But do you know He guides me and my husband. Every single day. We've had conversations. The conversations we had this year, we wouldn't have been able to have them last year. We wouldn't have been able to have them for the first 20 years of our marriage. We wouldn't have been able to have. We're able to have mature conversations about the tough things that we've experienced. And I mean the very tough things that we've done to each other. And God has us communicating truthfully, honestly, respectfully. The marriage that I have today, and I've been married for 22 years. You know that thing, they say, if God shows you, if God said, okay, if you want this, a happy marriage, a nice house, nice cars, an abundance in money, wealth, but you got to go through this. We would be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going through all of that. If I have to get that, I'm not going through all of that. God purposely didn't show us what we would have to go through in order to get to where we're at today, because I'm telling you right now, I would not go through this all over again, and I'm not. However, God gave me that understanding that I had to go through the kind of wilderness that I went through in order to become the woman that I am today, in order to become the child of His that I am today. As unfortunate as all the things that I've experienced, I'm still thankful and grateful that I experienced them all. I am, because it made me who I am today. I wouldn't have the strength, the resilience, the gifts, the abilities. I wouldn't have it. And God revealed those things to me every single day. I lost some people, and He helped me to understand why. Like, I kept people in my life for so long dealing with toxicity. I was a toxic person, and I had to own that. I was a very toxic person. I participated in toxic activities. I was with my friends. Like, I was toxic. And I will no longer be a toxic person. But the people that I lost were toxic, and I was toxic with them. The thing, though, about toxic people, and we are involved with them, the relationship will remain toxic until one person matures and cuts that toxicity off. As long as both people are immature, the toxic cycle will continue. So if you are the toxic person, or you find yourself being around toxic people, know it's time to wake up and get away from that. My life has been so freeing to not have toxicity in my life. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to watch it. Like, God has changed my eyes, my ears. I barely watch TV. If I do, I'm watching it with my family. Like, amazing. So after God wakes you up, it's accountability time. It's work. You can't surrender. That's something else. You can't surrender and not do the work. You can't be lazy with God. God gonna make you get up and do work. You want joy, peace, happiness, growth, healing? You have to do the work. And nobody can do it for you. You have to seek Him and get it done. Surrendering to God is not hard at all. Once you surrender to God and see how amazing, fruitful, bountiful your life becomes, you will not want to go back. You will not want to involve yourself in anyone or anything that is of that of the left that is not of God. It is so worth it. I'm telling y'all, it is so worth it. If you haven't surrendered your life to God, I highly recommend you do. Your life will be so much better. No more temporaries. Permanent peace, permanent joy, permanent happiness, permanent connection with our Father, our Heavenly Father. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I love you, and God bless all of you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day.